I feel like my confidence and my lack of anxiety has been better than ever. I haven't been anxious that much recently at all ever when I go out, and I've been more confident than ever when I go out. And here's why. Okay, I'm going to get into reflecting on the changes that I've made and the progress that I've made. And a couple things. So first off, guys, I've been very much into internal biohacking stuff. So like a lot of like if you're naturally very anxious and stuff like that, if you do some tweaking with your physiology and your supplementation and what you're taking in daily and stuff like that, I think you can make a lot of progress with that alone. So, for example, guys, I've been supplementing with various things. You can look into like stuff like magnesium, get your blood checked. You're going to be low on vitamin D, like shit like that. Is your test low? Stuff like that. So, blood work, get it done. Start supplementing with stuff, get healthy. I've been lifting and active a lot recently as well. Creatine, now you're jacked, you're feeling good, you're healthy, you're fit, you're strong, and maybe you're working out some internal imbalances with supplementation, stuff like that. I've been much less on stuff like nicotine and super high doses of stimulants to try to go out and have energy, and more opting for alcohol, actually. Now, this isn't enabling people that have alcohol problems, but imagine you get super strung out on nicotine and vaping and shit like that. Now you're just kind of strung and lethargic from the nic, or on alcohol. I mean, shit, you're having a couple beers with your boys, you're catching a cool buzz, you don't care as much, right? Alcohol is naturally a depressant, so it literally depresses your central nervous system so that you are less likely to get anxious and you're just more buzzing and chill. And so just those type of drugs of choice, I guess you could say, like opt for things that don't string you out and make you super high strung and anxious and nervous. If you're a chronic vapor or a chronic nicotine person and you're like, I'm always anxious, well, that's freaking why. Okay, so your drug of choice has a lot to do with that. But more so, guys, let's not focus on drugs. Let's focus on healthy habits, getting fit, whatever. Also, guys, I've been in this game for a while. I'm an OG at this point, so I've been going out. I can walk into a bar alone. I can walk into a bar with friends, and I do not get phased and do not get that, okay, it's showtime, it's game time. No, it's like when you've walked into the office day after day for years and years and years, you do not care anymore, okay? So I've been in repetition, experience, okay, keep going. You need to get to intermediate status or above, okay? If you're a beginner, yeah, you're going to be nervous because you're freaking the new kid on the block and you don't know what the hell is going on, okay? So repetition and experience. And then also, guys, and probably one of the more important ones as well, is a general lack of care of outcome. Outcome detachment. Have you ever heard of that? It's actually very important. And what that means, and what I like to think of it as, is not caring about increasing your conversion rate. If you don't close the sale, that doesn't speak to you as a salesman. That just means the sale was going to close or it wasn't going to close, okay? You do not care. You're letting the chips fall where they may. And so you're not attached to the outcome. You're cool as you are, okay? You're also building yourself up so you know your own value. You know you're him. You know you're a good freaking dude. You know you have a lot of competencies, a lot of skills, and a lot of things going for yourself. And so if some random chubby chick at the bar, gives you the cold shoulder, you do not care anyways. You were there to self-amuse, have a good time, and just that's part of what you do. That's part of your lifestyle, is talking to girls, whatever. Sometimes the chips fall in your favor and you're able to pool or something and you have a great freaking night. Otherwise, no big freaking deal. I'm here, I have a beer, I'm chilling, I'm doing my thing. This is a hobby, it's fun. I don't care about my conversion. I don't need to close every single one and hold on to it with an iron grip. Okay, I don't really care. Okay, I do not care. Okay, outcome detachment. I do not care if the chips fall this way or that way. Okay, outcome detachment. I don't need to increase my conversion rate. In fact, it's cool if I shoot 1 out of 10. I don't care. Okay, I'm having a good time. I know I'm him. So, you don't have to, tell me, Alex, like, you're super autistic and like this and that. Like, bro, I know I'm a socially calibrated dude, and like, oh yeah, if I said some cringe stuff or whatever, like, yeah, sure, it happens, whatever, it's part of the game, whatever. I'm just having a good time, letting it roll off the tongue. I don't really care. Okay, so yeah, sure, you're gonna mess up, but hey, I'd rather play if you're an athlete, I'd rather just freaking have fun on the court like LaMelo or something like that, right? And just freaking ball out, have a good ass time. If I make the shot, I make the shot. If I don't, I don't. But I'm still LaMelo. I'm still a good ball player. But if I miss a shot, that doesn't speak to me as a ball player. I don't care. I'm here to have a good time, dude. I'm here to perform. And so, yeah, it's like pool. Like, you guys ever play billiards? It's like sometimes the balls freaking go in, sometimes they don't. But you remember that shot when you freaking hit that down the line, freaking walk the dog into the corner, behind the back. Like, you can play pool, but you're not going to win every freaking game. At the end of the day, sometimes it's a freaking dice toss. It's a throw up. So, yeah, I think all that's very important. So tweak your internal stuff, and then also don't care, and then also have enough reps so that you know what you're doing, you know how to speak to people, and you've been here, done that. And yeah, I think all that has factored into how I just have been carrying myself extremely differently. Whereas before, it's all about like how to escape these like, vortexes of anxiety and like intrusive thoughts and shit like that. And it's like there's so much like darker inner game shit that I think if beginners are anything like me, that you have to go through when you're going to the bar for the first freaking time, and you're scared out of your mind, you don't know what to expect, and you're playing all these mental gymnastics game, versus to where I'm at now, where you're like the Jedi and you just go in not even giving a crap. And like, sure, your game might not be structured to the T and perfect, and like you should have objection handled here and stuff like that. You don't really care because you just already have an understanding of the meta and like what the real world is like, and so you don't really care either way, and how people are, and you're just going to do your thing. So I think all this stuff factors in, and that's how you carry yourself differently, and you're just a more confident Chad, and these whole like anxieties and stuff like that are just a thing of the past. So I think that's how you get there if you're not there yet, and if you are there already, you already know what I'm talking about. So I think that's how I've gone from anxious Chud to confident Chad. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Peace.